Today we're working with the chair. So we'll do a chair practice. You'll use a little bit of wall space. This is a good one for if you're at work, at the office. One of these is always available. If you have a chair that has casters on it and rolls, that'll work perfect for what we're going to do today. Quick note about the chair I'm using. This is just a backless yoga chair. We use these sometimes in class for back bending, for resting. This one's been wrapped with, the back of it's been removed and it's been wrapped with handlebar tape for a bicycle, just to give it a little bit of a grip and a nicer feel on it. All right, so we'll get going with standing forward bend. So we'll go into a wide-legged forward bend. So I'm taking my feet wide apart here and putting my hands on the seat of the chair. Before I start to get into extension, I really just want to lock my legs in. So I'm turning my toes in slightly. You can see I have a slight bend in my knees, and I'll sit my hips back. And then once I get to where I want to be, I'll extend my legs straight. And putting my hands on the seat of the chair, I'll start with my fingers turned outwards. So we'll get work here into your wrists. If you work at a keyboard, this can be a good piece for your wrists. So I'm turning my hands out sideways and then taking my elbows and putting my elbows and bending them over my fingers. All right, and then from here, just working my way around the seat of the chair. So I'll put my fingers over the lip of the seat of the chair so that my fingers point back towards me, and I can sit back a little here, stretch into the underside of my forearms. You can turn your hands in so that your thumbs point back towards you and your fingers point towards one another. Keep your hands on the seat of the chair, but the action with your arms is external rotation. So we're pressing your hands to the seat of the chair and then rolling your arms out. It should feel kind of like the muscles of your forearms wrap onto the bones. Then from here, turn your hands over. Thumbs point away from you, fingers point towards one another. Extend your arms straight so we get some work here on the top side of your wrists. Keep your fingers spread apart and then point your fingers back at your knees. If there's a lot of pressure in your wrists here, you can back off. When you turn your hands over, stay on your fingertips for just a sec, right? It'll help reload your wrists. So we're staying with this leg position. You should feel like your legs are starting to warm up at this point. Then with the chair, so my chair will slide because this floor is slidey. If you have a chair with casters on it or rollers on the bottom, chair will roll out in front of you. So we'll start by extending your arms out away from you. And as you reach your arms forward, sit your hips back. So we now have extension in your legs and extension in your arms. Right, it's a good way to get your arms over your head without having to use much of your shoulders. So if you have shoulder issue, this can feel pretty good here. With your fingers spread apart, press your palms down into your chair seat. Sit your hips back. So we get a nice bit of extension here. We'll keep your upper body extended. Take a bend to your knees. So you'll feel the weight come to the outside edges of your feet, maybe your heels. And then one leg at a time, we'll extend your left leg, bend your right leg. And then switch sides. Extend your right leg, bend your left leg. Now as we go back to the first side, so straighten your left leg, bend your right leg. Let's take the chair, and since your chair rolls or it slides, we'll reach the chair over to the left. So your right leg's bent, left leg straight. We're reaching the chair over to the left. And then switching sides, bending your left leg, extending your right leg, reaching the chair over to the right. So it should feel pretty good on your back, your lower back. You may feel it here through the sides of your body. Come back to center, straighten both legs out, and slide your chair back in. Come halfway up. If your feet are really far apart and it's tough to get them back together, you can always just toe heel your feet back together. Bring your hands to your hips, lift your chest, and come up. From here, we'll come over to the wall. So you'll take your chair and put your chair flush against the wall. Quick word about the wall. Sometimes if you have molding, there's no molding here, but if you do, the legs will be touching and the back won't. Throw a sweatshirt, throw a towel over the back just to close this space if you feel like your chair will tip up on you. Okay, so the back of the chair is at the wall. We'll take your hands to the front corners of the chair seat. So I'm almost cupping the front corners of the chair seat here. And then walking my feet back. So this puts a little more weight in your arms here, and it's a version of downward facing dog, which gives you some really nice extension through your spine. This is one of those positions where you should be able to get your heels to the floor if you aren't normally in dog pose. Move your hips back, thighs back, extend your arms, and get long. All right, let's shift your weight forward. So now instead of pressing forward with your hands will press down. You may need to walk your feet in a little bit here, change your distance, because we'll go into upward facing dog. So I'm shifting my weight forward, moving my outer shoulders back and down. I'll drop my hips towards the seat of the chair, extend my arms, lift my chest up. So as I lift my chest up, I want my chest to be parallel to the wall in front of me, and my glutes are on, my butt is squeezing, I'm reaching back through my heels. All right, then I'll just reverse the process here. Take your hips up and back. Extend your upper body. Press your heels into the floor. Relax your head and your neck. Then we'll come forward one more time. Back into upward facing dog. Shoulders back and down. Chest up. Reach back through your legs. And then last one here, let's get a big stretch through your spine, hips back. Okay, and walk in and stand up. Pull the chair away from the wall and then sit on the edge of your chair seat. There's a bunch of different things you can do here with your legs. What's important is that we keep your hips as square as possible. So we're twisting towards the chair back. And as you twist towards the chair back, your hips tend to want to twist with you. You can use a brick in between your knees. You could also just take your knees together. Point of all this is, as you twist to one side, just keep an eye on your knees. Make sure that your hips aren't rotating. Your knees are going to be the guide for your hips. So sit up straight. I have the chair back. This is my true left side. Right? We'll twist to the side where the chair back is, and as I twist, so I'll take my right hand and I'll make a hook on the side of the chair back, and my left hand will be a pushing piece, like a post. I'll sit evenly here, take a peek at my knees one last time, and then rotate my upper body to the left. And turn back to center, and you can spin and go to the other side of the chair. I'm gonna just turn my chair around so I can stay facing this way. Right, lift your chest up, knees nice and even. Now my left hand becomes a hook, right hand goes back. I'm lifting my chest up, sitting evenly here, and rotating to the right. All right, come back to center, and we'll go back and do the first side again. All right, so even sitting, chest lifts, turn to the right. This doesn't have to be 100% twist, especially if you've been sitting a lot during the day. Just think like 50%, 60%, anything to get yourself moving and mobile. And as you're here in your twist, just kind of be thinking your way through it. Don't turn off your brain completely. Think, okay, I want my spine to be straight. I want to be nice and even. Don't overdo this. All right, and then just twist. We want to do this so that we feel better over the course of our day. Let's switch into the other side. All right, knees even, hips even, and we're twisting the other direction. And this is something we can use just as a corrective for your posture during the day, especially if you do a lot of sitting. All right? And then turn back to center. One more time, let's take the chair up to the wall and take downward facing dog. So the back of your chair goes to the wall, hands on the edges of the chair seat, sit your hips back, and extend back. And then walk your feet in and come up. All right, so that's gonna be it for today. I want to show one more thing though before we end. So if you do have time, or let's say you're smoked, it's been a long day at work, and you need a little break, take the chair, lay on the ground, put your legs up on the seat of the chair. You'll lay on your back like this. So I've shown legs up the wall before in some of the other videos. This is another simple variation you could do with the chair. Legs up on the seat of the chair. And just 5 minutes, 10 minutes would be fantastic. It's a great solution to getting in some quick rest, especially if you can turn the lights down, or cover your eyes. Anyways, I hope you found this useful, and I hope you're able to practice this on your own. Thank you. All right. Appreciate it.